a ship needs assistance at sea, the legal and financial implications vary dramatically depending on whether the service rendered is either a towage or a salvage. You have to understand what towage and salvage means in the maritime sector. No, not even salvage, just salvage. What is towage? Towage is a prearranged commercial service where a tug assists a vessel under a contract. Let me give an example. Let's say a ship is coming from China to Nigeria, and then before that ship comes, contact a tug in Nigeria and says, look, let's arrange how we're going to do it. When we get to your Nigerian port, you're going to help us to, dock, you're going to help us to navigate the water, you're going to help, the process of them arranging, entering into a contract, all of that is called towage. Why? Firstly, that ship that is coming from China to Nigeria is not under any emergency. There's nothing wrong with the ship. The ship just needs assistance before it comes into our water. So when that ship is moving from China to Nigeria, when it gets to Nigeria, or if the arrangement is that maybe before it gets to Nigeria, I have to meet it, because honestly, it's not even everybody that knows how to navigate, every country's water. So sometimes they may need assistance. That whole arrangement of assisting, that Chinese ship is known as towage, because both parties already entered into an agreement even before service is being rendered and at a fixed rate. So both parties already agreed on the fees to be paid. That is towage for you. Now, what is salvage? Salvage is the total opposite of towage. Now, salvage is that situation where a ship is rescued while in danger. So yeah, there's nothing like an arrangement. There's nothing like fixing the fee for the services being rendered. Even the services being rendered are totally voluntary. Let's take for instance that same vessel coming from China to Nigeria, and then as the ship is sailing, it encounters a storm, and there's another ship, on that same water. There's no arrangement between the ship coming from China and that other ship. But then the moment that ship decides to voluntarily save, the one in danger, it becomes a salvage operation. They did not agree, they did not fix fee, it becomes a salvage operation. And there are different characteristics that actually make up a salvage operation. Firstly, it must be voluntary. Secondly, there must be an imminent danger. You are seeing that there's trouble, there's a storm, there's the ship is sinking. There has to actually be, danger before you try to save a ship. Thirdly, you have to at least save part of the ship. Don't come and say, oh, you are trying to save a ship and then you don't even save anything out of the ship. There's no success at all. And you want to claim salvage operation. No. Voluntarily, imminent danger, and partial success. Partial success at least is accepted. Yes, salvage reward is determined by different factors. We're saying that for towage, right? The fees are already predetermined because it's a contract. But for salvage, how do you determine the fees to pay to whosoever salvaged your ship? How do you determine it? Now, it's by different factors. Factors like the degree of danger, the value of the property being saved, environmental protection factors, the skill displayed by the servers. Different factors actually determine how a salvage is rewarded. Also, let us note that a towage can actually transform into a salvage. What do I mean by that? Using the same example we gave, a ship is coming from China to Nigeria and it enters into a contract with a ship, a tug, to assist it in navigating the Nigerian water. And in the course of that ship coming from China entering Nigerian ports, there's a storm or maybe there's a collision. Now, the truth is, in that towage contract between both vessels, the one coming from China with goods and the one that's supposed to tow it, there is nothing that states that the one to tow it is supposed to help if there is a problem. So now when that collision happens, maybe with the ship and another ship, right? The one coming to tow it will not just stand and be looking at the ship. It will now voluntarily, out of its own volition, try to save that ship. In that situation, a towage has successfully converted into a salvage. So tell me, did you know the term towage and salvage prior to today, or you are just hearing about it for the first time? My name is Vera Inubianozo, Welcome to day 28 of our maritime law series.